Alright, let's dive into the Luka Magnotta case 2012, Canada. It's a wild ride, no brakes, just a long, steady plunge into a kind of madness that doesn't need any monsters to scare you. Born as Eric Newman, he ditched that name like an old coat, Luka Magnotta. Now that sounded slick, sharp, almost like a movie star. He craved the spotlight, wanted to be seen, adored, maybe even feared anything but just another face in the crowd. For him, cameras were like oxygen, and the mirror his sacred altar. He posed, filmed, and flashed those smiles, but deep down, every shot felt like a dress rehearsal for something far more sinister. Picture him drifting through Toronto, a ghost in search of attention, strutting like he's on a catwalk, sporting a fake accent. But those eyes! Hollow, behind every attempt at fame, you could sense the decay. Before he became a household name, whispers about him were already circulating in the darker corners of the internet. Anonymous users on forums were tracking a guy posting videos of himself torturing cats like vacuum sealing them alive. Can you believe that? It was a chilling performance, the kind you see in people who don't get pain, only the reactions it stirs up. He thrived on outrage, feeding off it like it was applause. When users tried to uncover his identity, he toyed with them, creating fake accounts, leaving breadcrumbs, and spinning webs of lies. It turned into a twisted game. Who was this man behind the camera? In 2012, things took a dark turn and the game stopped being just a theory. That spring, in a cramped Montreal apartment, Luka lured Lin Jun, a 33-year-old international student from China, under the guise of a date. Neighbors would later recall an unsettling mix of odd smells, the unsettling sound of an electric saw, and the faint, eerie hum of pop music seeping through closed curtains. Days later, a video titled "One Lunatic, One Ice Pick" made its way online. What it contained would forever stain internet history, a murder captured with the same chilling theatricality as his earlier cat videos. The same fake charm, the same calculated camera angles, but this time, it was a man. The video was nothing short of horrifying. Luka could be seen repeatedly stabbing Lin with an ice pick, dismembering him with a knife, and committing acts that were too grotesque to fully describe. It's chilling to think that he even fed parts of Lin's body to his dog. He posed with the corpse as if he were still auditioning for a role in a film. To add to the macabre performance, he mailed Lin's hands and feet to political offices in Ottawa and Vancouver, each package wrapped neatly, with labels scrawled in childish handwriting. One even found its way to the Prime Minister himself. For Luka, it wasn't just rage, it was twisted art, a grotesque performance through destruction. When police finally entered Luka's apartment, they were met with a scene straight out of a horror movie. Blood splattered on the walls, a blood-stained mattress, and a small, framed photo of James Dean on the nightstand. A poster on the wall read, "Keep calm and carry on," a darkly ironic touch in the midst of chaos. The heavy scent of bleach hung in the air, but the body was already gone. Luka had fled, leaving behind a chilling reminder of the madness that had unfolded. Interpol got involved. Luka had vanished across borders, slipping from Montreal to Paris, then Berlin, but he couldn't stay hidden. He left trails everywhere. Camera footage of him at airports, selfies in internet cafes, receipts from hotels where he'd registered under fake names. He was too addicted to attention to disappear. Eventually, in a Berlin cafe, he walked into an internet shop, logged onto a computer, and of all things started reading news articles about himself. The clerk recognized him, called the police, and Luka was arrested while staring at his own wanted poster. In court, he was calm. He smiled occasionally, spoke about himself in the third person, as though he were narrating a documentary. His defense argued insanity, schizophrenia, dissociation, trauma, but the jury saw something colder. He'd planned everything, the camera placements, the timing, the props. He wasn't out of control, he was directing. The murder of Lin Jun was ruled first degree, deliberate. The courts sentenced Luka Magnotta to life in prison, no parole for 25 years. Lynn's mother, who had come from China to attend the trial, said she could not comprehend how someone could treat her son like that, how evil could exist so calmly, so publicly. The internet forums that had been on Luka's trail for years ended up with a bittersweet, hollow victory. They had desperately tried to warn the world about him, and they were spot on, but sadly, their warnings didn't stop the chaos he unleashed. The video, the murder, the chilling mailing of body parts, it all became part of his twisted legacy. He craved fame, and in a way, he got it. Just not for the reasons he ever dreamed of, right? These days, he's still behind bars, serving his time in a Quebec prison. Can you believe it? It's wild to think that someone who caused such chaos is now just sitting there, writing letters every now and then, trying to appeal his sentence. He even claims he's married another inmate. I mean, come on, it's almost laughable, right? It really shows how desperate he is for any kind of connection or attention. Who wouldn't want to feel like they matter, even in a place like that? It's kind of sad when you think about it. The fascination with his story really sticks around, doesn't it? He absolutely nailed the whole unforgettable thing, even if it's for all the wrong reasons. His name still pops up in discussions about crime and horror, and honestly, people just can't look away from the chaos he created. It's like a train wreck you know you shouldn't look, but your eyes are glued to the scene, right? And let's be real, that's part of what makes it so haunting. In those dark, archived corners of the internet, the folks who once tracked him still revisit that horrifying footage not for entertainment, but as a grim reminder that evil doesn't always wear fangs or claws. Sometimes it's just a face staring back at you, adjusting the lighting and smiling like it's just another day at the office. It's seriously chilling, isn't it? It makes you think about how darkness can hide in plain sight, lurking where we least expect it. Take, for example, the way he craved attention and manipulated the spotlight. It's unsettling to realize that sometimes monsters look just like someone you might pass on the street without a second thought. Think about it. He could be the charming guy at a coffee shop or the friendly face in a crowd. That's what makes it all the more disturbing, right? It's a reminder that true horror can wear a familiar face, and that's the scariest part of all. It's like we're all just one small choice away from crossing paths with someone who is not what they seem, and that thought lingers long after the story fades from the headlines.